What if your greatest mistake isn't something you did, but something you didn't do? What if, when winter comes, it's not the cold that punishes you, but the memories of how you spent your summer? Stay with me, because this is not just the tale of a singing grasshopper and a working ant. It's a story about choices and the price of ignoring tomorrow. Story. In the heart of a wide green meadow, where wildflowers danced in the breeze and sunlight poured like honey from the sky, summer had wrapped the world in warmth and ease. Every blade of grass shimmered, every tree buzzed with life. This was the season of ease, and for one particular creature, life couldn't be sweeter. His name was Karoo, the grasshopper. Karoo loved the sun, the breeze, and most of all, his music. With legs that strummed like harp strings and a voice that echoed through the fields, he sang all day. Birds paused to listen. Butterflies hovered nearby. Even the wind seemed to carry his melody farther than he could jump. He would stretch out on a smooth rock, pluck at blades of grass like instruments, and laugh. "Why worry?" he'd say. "The world is full of food and sunshine. Enjoy the moment." But not far from where Karoo played, a very different life was unfolding. Marching in neat lines across the earth, carrying seeds, crumbs, and leaves many times their size, were the ants. Tiny but tireless, they never stopped. One of them, an older ant named Sira, was especially focused. She led her colony in gathering food, strengthening tunnels, and preparing for the season that was still far away, winter. Every day, Karoo would watch them from his perch. "You ants are so serious," Karoo laughed once, hopping beside Sira as she pushed a grain of rice up a slope. "Why do you waste these perfect days buried underground, working like the sky is falling?" Sira paused but didn't smile. "Because perfect days don't last, Karoo. When the cold comes, music won't fill your belly." Karoo grinned. "Maybe, but right now the sun is shining and the world is singing. Come on, just for one day, stop and dance." Sira shook her head. "One day lost is one mouth empty in winter." And with that, she moved on. Karoo rolled his eyes, shrugged, and went back to singing. Days passed, then weeks. The grass grew drier. The air grew thinner. The sun began to set a little sooner each evening. Leaves turned golden and brittle, floating down like quiet warnings. But Karoo didn't notice. He played until the flowers withered. He sang until the breeze turned cold. Then, one morning, he woke to frost on the grass. His favorite rock was slick with ice. The once green field was pale and silent. No butterflies, no buzzing bees, only wind. His stomach growled. He hopped to his favorite berry bush bare. Searched the roots, nothing. The air bit at his skin. He shivered. Then he remembered the ants. Maybe they would share. Maybe they'd saved enough. He followed the scent of the colony, stumbling with weakness, until he reached the mound. He knocked gently on the entrance. It was Sira who answered. Her eyes widened when she saw him, thin, trembling. No song left in his body. "Karoo," she whispered. "I'm sorry," he said softly. "You were right. I didn't listen. I played while you prepared. I thought the sun would stay forever." Sira looked back at the other ants inside, busy storing and rationing food. "Karoo," she said gently, "we planned for our own. We worked day and night while you danced. We barely have enough for our colony. If we feed you now, some of us might go hungry." Karoo lowered his head. He had no words, only shame. But Sira, after a long pause, stepped aside. "One night," she said. "You can stay for one night. But tomorrow, you must find your own way." That night, in the warmth of the ant hill, surrounded by creatures who had once seemed so small to him, Karoo learned the harshest lesson of his life. And when spring returned, he was no longer the same grasshopper. He sang again, but only after the work was done. He danced again, but only under skies he had helped prepare for. He never mocked the ants again, because now he understood. Moral: make the most of good times, but never forget to prepare for the bad. Joy is beautiful, but responsibility is survival. Those who only live for today may find themselves empty when tomorrow arrives.